What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about how much money I've made as a TikTok creator with over 200,000 followers, millions of views, and I've been part of the creator program since essentially day one. And we're going to compare that to how much I make as a YouTube creator with just 5,000 followers, average video gets around 1,000 views, and I've been a part of it for just a month now. Literally just almost exactly a month. So I got started on TikTok in June of 2020. It's been essentially 1 year since I've been on TikTok. I started with 30 followers. I didn't have any sort of massive social media following anywhere else. Just something, I just started posting videos on it. I had a friend named Caleb. He had gotten 5,000 followers on TikTok and it blew my mind. I thought at the time, I was like, Caleb's famous, he has 5,000 followers. You really encouraged me that I should be getting on TikTok and posting videos as well. So I was like, well, I got nothing else to do. So I started posting videos on TikTok. I post videos every single day. It's just talking about like different random business things I was doing, different business tools I'd found. Pretty soon, within like even just like that first month, I started to get some progress. I started to take off, and my TikTok account just slowly grew and grew and grew, where after the first month, I think I was at like 5,000 followers myself, or maybe even 10,000 followers. I don't remember exactly. And after that second month, I was around 20,000 followers, which blew my mind. Like I'd never had anything like that happen to me before. So by the time August rolled around, which is about when the creator program started, I was already at around 40,000 followers in August, and that's also when I launched the 1 to 1 million project. So 40,000 followers, I launched 1 to 1 million project, Creator Fund comes out. I'm like stoked because I'm like, I'm gonna be making some money from these videos. Like this is gonna be beautiful. Creator program launched, and I'm making like 10 to 15 cents a day. It was a dismal results. Not at all what I was expecting, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to complain because before that I was making content and wasn't even getting paid. So now I was at least getting paid something, which was kind of cool. But it wasn't what I was expecting. I heard about people on YouTube and they're making millions of dollars a month making YouTube videos, and like I had 40,000 followers and I was like, this is kind of a lot. To me it was a lot. I thought I should be making more than 15 cents a day, especially because I was getting a lot of views. It's not like I had 40,000 followers but my account was dead. I was getting a lot of views. Had videos that were going over 1 million views. I had videos that were going over 500,000 views. So my account was very active. I was getting a ton of traffic. I just wasn't making very much money. And because it was so little amount of money, I'm not even speaking English right now. Because I wasn't making that much money, I never touched it. I never like took the money out and decided to use it because it just was nothing. I'm not gonna take like $5 out of my TikTok and start going crazy. So I've never touched it to this day. To this day, I've never taken money out of my TikTok account. I've just left it in there. So I have the full amount just still sitting in there. So the first day I started getting paid was August 18th, 2020. I've never taken out or touched my account since then. Got millions of views since then, and I've grown from 40,000 followers to 217,000 followers. And I've made total $426.84. That is how much I've made total lifetime from TikTok. Millions of views, okay? Now let's compare that to what I've made on YouTube. I didn't really start getting serious about YouTube till probably this year around March. March 1st, I was like, I'm gonna start going hardcore on YouTube and just making great content and just see what happens. Because there's like a little thing on your screen that's like a, what am I trying to say? There's like a little gas meter that shows how many hours you gotta get until you can unlock the creator program and start monetizing your videos. And I was getting pretty close, and I was like, I'm gonna push it the rest of the way. I'm gonna unlock monetization, see what happens. Maybe my channel will grow faster once I can monetize my videos. I started going hard, started doing 2 videos a week. Finally, I unlocked monetization. I was like, yes! Monetization unlocked. The first day I had monetization unlocked, I made $9. And I remember that blew my mind because I was like, I'm getting literally, I don't know, like 1,000 views a day. And I'm making $9 for that 1,000 views. Which is crazy because if I was getting paid $9 per 1,000 views on TikTok, I'd make over $10,000 a month on TikTok, which would be amazingly better than $44 that I'm currently making. So that got me pumped. I was like, whoa, like game changer. I need to focus some way more attention on YouTube than I currently am. So I upped the ante, and I took my videos from 2 a week to 3 a week, and I started doing way bigger, way more effort into, like, dude, I am not gifted in speaking. So I started pouring way more attention into my YouTube videos. I started doing 3 YouTube videos a week. I started really thinking through, what am I putting on YouTube? Like, what am I going to build my YouTube channel out into? And I've just put a lot more focus into my YouTube channel since then. And as of literally today, it's been 1 month since I have been monetized in the partner program on YouTube. And after 1 month of being on YouTube, I've made $275.01. Compare that to the $400 on TikTok that I made in over 9 months. So essentially in 1 month of being on the partner program, I've made almost as much as I've made on TikTok in almost 10 months of being on TikTok. And I've done it with a much smaller audience. I've done it with getting only around 1,000 views a day and not really putting that much effort into it until this last month. And I understand now why so many people put an emphasis on YouTube above all other platforms, because it's just so much more lucrative as a content creator to be on the YouTube platform than anywhere else. Now, I will say this. I used to do YouTube back in 2010. You shall not pass! And I actually had built up a solid audience, okay? I did more like Freddie W, Corridor Digital style videos. You guys probably don't even know who those people are, but they're legends, okay? So, just wanna say that. But I did more videos like that. They were like more like live action, like we get like, you know, video game oriented videos, and we just did them for fun. And back then, I would get millions of views on YouTube, and I had an audience of like, I don't know, like 15,000. I think today that channel has like 25,000 subscribers, but keep in mind I haven't posted on it in over a decade, and it's pretty dead. I tried rebooting that channel at one point like 3 years ago, and it just didn't work because it's been over 10 years. So most of those people, they're either dead accounts or they've just moved on with life. They don't use YouTube very often. But back then, getting millions of views on YouTube, I didn't make very much. Those were the early days of YouTube, and they didn't pay you very much either. One of the videos has over 14 million views. One of them has 1.8 million views. And I think over the lifetime of that channel, I made around $2,500 to $4,000. So back then, YouTube didn't pay that much money to its creators either. In fact, back then, the partner program looked way different. You had to be picked up by an external company like Machinima, Fullscreen. There was all these different companies that you would kind of partner with, and they would share a portion of your revenue, and they would promote, you know, to advertisers. It was way weirder than it is today, way more complicated. But my point is that TikTok is in its early days too right now. So there's really no telling what TikTok might evolve into. Although today it's not extremely lucrative for creators. Had I stuck around and I kept working on my YouTube channel till today, I mean, I would be making millions of dollars. And although I made a horrible mistake giving up my channel in 2011, today I'm not gonna make that mistake again, and I'm not stopping until I hit 1 million subscribers. And eventually I'm gonna be making a video saying how much I make with 1 million subscribers on YouTube. But my point is, TikTok's in its infancy, okay? And there's no telling how big and how much TikTok will change in the coming years. They still are figuring out their whole ads. They're still figuring out how they're monetizing their platform. And as they begin to make more money and they begin to kind of lock that down, then their creators will inevitably also make more money. So it's just the beginning stages for TikTok, and I have confidence in the next 5 to 10 years, TikTok creators are gonna be making a lot more money than they are today. But how much is anyone's guess. For the time being, I'm gonna still be going hard on TikTok, but my focus is gonna be on my YouTube channel, growing it. So if you have some stuff you wanna see on this channel, let me know in the comments below. What kind of content you like watching on here, what you wanna see. Help me grow by telling me what you wanna watch. I just want to grow my YouTube channel, guys. I just want to grow my YouTube channel. I want to see it blossom. Right now, it's like a little seed, but I want to see that seed sprout. I want to see it blossom up, and some sun to shine on it, and then some little rain to kind of rain on it, and then I want to see it just blossom into a giant oak tree of awesomeness, so that I could just like, you know, climb it, maybe shelter under it, kind of like in a little shade, and you guys could be on the branches, and you're like the little owls in the branches, like hoot, and then like you got some, like maybe some of you guys are birds. It'll just be amazing, and you guys know it's gonna be amazing. I know it's gonna be amazing. My mom knows that's gonna be amazing. Everyone believes in me that counts, and so I'm just excited. I'm excited to make this video a year from now and tell you now how much I'm making a year from now from a YouTube channel after going hard for an entire year. Because I'm gonna go hard on YouTube. You guys hear, YouTube doesn't even know what it's gonna happen to it. It's gonna be like waking up in the morning and be like, what just happened? I'm gonna be like, I happened. Welcome to your future, YouTube. It's gonna be amazing, and I'm excited to have you guys along for the ride, along for the journey. New videos come out every single week, and I'll see you next week.